Marcus, what makes this defense, particularly this year, different from the past defenses you played on here?
Um, the versatility in each role. And no offense to those other teams, but it was always somebody on the court for us that we had to cover for, and teams did a good job of exploiting that, and especially in the playoffs, it's all about adjustments and matchups, and you know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So somebody would always pick on a guy that we had that we would always have to help, and it would put a strain on our defense. This year, it's kind of tough to do that because in every position, everybody can hold their own in each and switch and guard multiple positions, and that's what makes us stronger.
On the left, second row, second seat, Mark Murphy.
Hey, Marcus. What kind of adjustment do you anticipate? They gave you guys some pretty good space to shoot the last game. Were you surprised by that, and do you see that tightening up?
I wouldn't say we were surprised. I mean, when you got two great players and Jalen and Jason on your team, everybody's focused on those guys to make everybody else beat you, and you live with the results. We understood it. It's been like that for us this whole season. Guys have been really making us prove it, and we just continue to do that. So the adjustment I can see them making is, just a little bit more tighter on us, and trying to make our shots even tougher, not that open. But we're basketball players, just like those guys, and we're going to have to adjust to whatever they do, just like they're going to have to adjust for us.
And the extra days in between, how much is that helping you with your leg?
Oh, it's big. It's big time for me. With an ankle injury or any type of injury, the more time you can get off, the more rest is definitely good. So, just keep going. The trainers are doing a very good job of making sure, on those off days, we're doing everything we're supposed to, not overdoing it, but also, making sure we're getting the work in to continue the healing process.
We're going to stay on the left, second row, Chris Mannix.
Marcus, when you know that you're going to be the kind of lead point guard going into the season, what kind of adjustments, whether it was physical or mental, did you make to prepare for that role? And did the first 2 months of the year cause you to lose any confidence in your kind of ability to do that?
No, it didn't make me lose any confidence. I was just more confident, to be honest. I know this might be hard to believe, but I was even more confident in those first 2 months, just for the simple fact because I knew everything was new. We were all changing and trying to adjust. And, once things start to click, for me, the ability that I bring to this game on that point guard position will be noticed tremendously. So for me, I was just excited to have the opportunity to show what I can do with the keys to the ship. It was a struggle trying to get adjustments, understanding my teammates weren't used to me playing that full role. New coaches, and just really, just trying to figure things out from a standpoint of where everybody belonged. We had a lot of guys that, deserved to be on the court. And, from a first-year coach in Ime, he had a struggle trying to figure that out, rightfully so. But we stuck with it. We trusted in our front office. We trusted in our coaching staff. We trusted in one another, and now we're here.
Second row on the right.
Hey, Marcus. So during the NBA Finals, how would you define your mentality on defense when you're on the court for 48 minutes?
Just for me, I would probably describe it as, a lion out on the prowl hunting, playing against a team, like I said, that's been here, knows what it takes. And they're the hunted. We're the hunters right now. We're trying to get to their level and get to where they're at. So for me, I'm just out. I'm stealthed. I'm waiting for my time to strike and my opportunity.
Left side in the middle.
Hey Marcus, Gary Payton obviously was there when you won the DPOI award. I guess what's it like? Kind of, I don't know if you saw him game one, but he was there and going up against his son. I know he didn't play, but going up against Gary Payton second.
Yeah, it's an honor, man. To be in the same breath as one of the best to do it at that position, let alone win that award, and then have him present it to me. And me and Gary have a relationship even before the award. Just the things coming out of college and watching his tapes, and him telling me I remind him of him, and then to see his son, who's a spitting image, comes in and we all know what he can do on that end too. So it's special to be on the same court with that guy, and I'm glad to see him back from his injury, and excited to get that opportunity to go up against him.
Left side, first seat, first row.
Tomer Zarla from Clutch Points. Marcus, you've been on a few of these playoff rodeos with this team. Obviously, there have been some playoff shortcomings for you, and in those moments, did you go through any moments where you questioned whether you were doing things the right way? Did you question yourself at all? And could you see this point kind of in that path?
I guess you can say I questioned myself. Wasn't really much of a question myself, just what could I do more? I know what I'm supposed to do, but what else can I give? More than, did I do something right or was it the right thing to do? Is more just what can I do more of to help this team? And, for me, it was just getting that opportunity. And, I'm a smart basketball player, I'm a smart person, and I knew that I'll figure it out, and this team will figure it out. So once I was able to take the keys, I had a plan in my head of how I wanted things to go, and I just continued to stick with it. And for me, that was just blunt force. Come at it, take it head on, headstrong, take nothing from nobody, and never let anybody tell me what I can't do.
Left side, fourth row.
Marcus, Dan Weinke with the Los Angeles Times. If you could go back to when Ime was hired, how familiar were you with him as a player? Did you do any basketball reference research or anything like that? As to and I'm curious kind of how his path as kind of a grinded out role player informs maybe the way you think he coaches you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we all know Ime as the player, but I think we kind of started to remember him more as the coach. He won a ring as a player, won a ring as a coach. He coached under one of the greatest to ever do it in Pop. Then he went over and coached with Steve Nash and those guys over there. And he's a sponge. Every place he went, if it was a player or a coach, he soaked it all in, put it into his game, and then brought it over here to us. But I definitely think that the way that he plays and the way that he coaches is the exact same. He brings that same mentality that he had on the court, off the court. And when you got a coach like that, it's kind of hard not to follow lead and follow that energy, And you heard JB say the energy is going to shift, and it's all about energy. If the energy's right, you're going to rock with it. And if it's not, then you're not. And it's plain and simple. And I think his energy has been contagious to us all.
Two more questions on the left, fourth row.
Joseph Pavone, CLNS Media. Marcus, two questions. First question is, in light of the injury, in light of the extra days off, which you say has been beneficial, has anything changed in your routine before games? And my second question is championship talk. When did that start happening for you guys in the team? Was that something was that sort of the elephant in the room, or was there actual, if you can remember, at what point did you guys actually say, hey, we can actually go for this thing. We can actually win a championship?
With the injury, nothing has changed. I'm continuing the same thing that I do, in our business and in our profession, routine is key, and being on rhythm with it is key. So, if it's working, you don't want to switch it up. You build that routine for a reason. And you just stick with it. No matter when things are going good or going bad, you have to stick with it. And the championship talk, I mean, everybody talks about it. Beginning of the season, you all come together as teams and you talk about the goal is to win a championship. Now, the question for us was, talking about it is one thing, but can we really go do this thing? And we felt that we had a great opportunity to do it. Even though nobody else probably thought we did, we still did because we knew we had the pieces on the court, off the court. We had the component, we had the love for one another. And that was it. We felt that put us out there and let us show you what we can do against anybody. It's not going to be perfect. It's not always going to work, but 9 times out of 10, we're going to prevail and triumph in it.
Last question, Tim Bontemps on the.
Tim Bontemps from ESPN. Marcus, you guys have struggled in the third quarter throughout the playoffs. You've obviously talked about that a lot. Golden State's always been a team that's come out at halftime and really tried to put a big emphasis on those third quarters. What do you guys have to do to not have what happened in game one carry over to game two and beyond in this series in the third?
Just lock down a little bit more. You know, I think we fought so hard to get back into that, to take that lead in halftime in game one that, you know, they had a little bit more rest and energy coming out, a little more spark. We can't allow that, you know, especially at this time. It's no excuses for that. You know, we've been doing it for a long time. We've had a lot of practice, and we got to fix it, you know. And like I said, it's not going to be perfect. We're going to have times where things just don't go our way. But one thing we can't do is allow people to go and do the things that we know they're going to do in tendencies and get away with it. So we know that they're a great third quarter team. We understand our woes in the third quarter, and we just got to turn it around.
Thanks a lot, Marcus.
Thank you, guys. Y'all see the
Al
shirt, by the
Horford
way.
will-
Don't forget, y'all see the shirt. You know what I'm saying? We with BG, man. See it.
Al Horford will be coming up soon.